Hello and welcome to Beat 'em Up Wrestling. This is the AEW Dynamite review. We are going to jump right into it. This was an okay episode.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. There was some standout parts that I did enjoy.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely wasn't wasn't a bad episode. Wasn't one of their worst. It wasn't like holy shit, this was a great episode, but this was good. This was good.
Yeah. So it starts off with Kip Sabian and Miro versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. This was Miro's AEW in-ring debut. He is the best man, not just Kip Sabian's best man, but the best man.
Just in general.
Yeah. It didn't really live up to its hype, I think. There was some ring rust here for Miro.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy. I was a little worried about a couple of the moves that they had. It looked like Kip could have gotten hurt. Them like haphazardly throwing Joey Janela. I do have to say and do comment that Sonny Kiss had a couple of great offensive moves in this too. He's been looking a lot better, cleaner, a lot faster. He's been sticking all of his landings. And just Sonny's somebody I love to watch. I just wish he wouldn't get fed to some of the bigger guys.
Sunny's been awesome. She has been doing a lot of growing in ring. I know that before we didn't see a lot of her in AEW because she was going to school. So congratulations!
Very true. I forgot about that.
Congratulations on graduating, Sunny. I just for me, Sonny and Joey Janela are doing the same thing that they're doing with Proud and Powerful. They are winning in dark. They build them up in dark, and then you throw them in Dynamite just to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know anymore. I don't know about the dynamic on it. I really still truly love Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. They were taking some really cool pictures they were posting online. There's just something about it that just like, ooh, it just oozes coolness. I love it. It's just genuine. It just looks badass together. And I don't know what it would take for them just to kind of believe us and just give us a little bit more of them. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Sonny or Joey. It's disheartening.
Yeah, it kind of gets a little upsetting when this is happening. But on the other hand, Kip, I'm glad that they're putting Kip with Miro, so it looks like Kip has a launching pad here where they could move him up. I do like Kip on the mic. I think he's good at promos. I think that him being the mic guy for Miro will help Miro out a lot. Miro physically looked very intimidating. He looked very ripped, and I just think I would just say it was probably his ring rust, and we're going to see a lot better from Miro because we've seen what he can do in NXT. We've seen what he can do in WWE.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to when he gets into his groove and he takes off. He's going to have some amazing matches with Cody, with Kenny. He's just going to have so many. There's going to be a lot of times where we're going to look back on this in a few 4, 5, 6 months, and we're going to be talking about.
Hello, Derek.
Hey, Derek.
I would hope that Eddie and Lucha Bros, they look pretty cool today.
Yeah. We'll talk about that, though, because for a minute there, we were like, ah!
Yeah.
But seeing Miro, I'm looking forward to all the amazing matches he's going to have as a singles competitor against a bunch of people. Unfortunately, I don't want it to be a very long-term thing with him tagging with Kip. I know it sucks for Kip, but we don't need another forced tag team. Miro does need to be a singles, and I think there's a place for Kip too. I think Kip has his own place. He's a really good on the mic. I hope we get to see more of that, and through this partnership, we see more of Kip. And as Miro gets the ring rust out, and he gets into his groove, he gets to really, understand the different wrestlers he's facing because these are different people. So once he gets into that mindset, we're gonna have some amazing matches, some amazing promos, and some crazy ass shit. So,
I would just say, like, I'm not saying that Kip and Miro should be tag teaming. I don't think they should be a tag team, but Miro is going to need somebody to talk to him because his promo work is not the best.
Yeah,
maybe. But Eddie already has a huge group.
And I don't think it's going to last for long. The whole Eddie thing. But you know what, though? Let's just leave Kip and Miro for what it is right now. Let's let it do its thing. It's just the first outing. It was a little sloppy. but it's okay. He could recover. This is like, he got a 7. He's just the room for the 8, 9, and the 10.
Yeah.
So I was excited for
You give
Miro
it a
today.
7. I give it a 6.
I give it. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was some fun. I give it a 7 because Sunny looked good. There was some spots that Sunny looked great. Yeah.
Sunny looked great. Sunny looked the best out of the 4 of them. I think Sunny even outshined Joey Janela.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, that would be something if Lana jumps ship to AEW, because he needs somebody to speak for him.
He does, but she needs to find a gimmick that's not what she's doing right now.
Yeah.
And I like the Ravishing Russian. I really like that angle. She played it very well. It worked for her. It worked for Miro, Rusev for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it really, I mean, some of the best storylines he had was with her alongside. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want to see what she's doing right now.
She can't go back to a fake Russian accent though.
She doesn't, but she could come out with the same persona, the same dominance. You know what I mean? And then have that. Don't be the car glitzy. That song that they had for Tennille Dashwood. I can't even think of. Remember, like the Photoshop type thing. No, it's just like come out and just be strong, woman, support Miro, and it might work. I don't know.
Yeah. Might be. They're gonna need something.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. All right, next one.
So then we get Eddie Kingston calling out Jon Moxley. So it was announced that Lance Archer was not going to be able to show up because of some health issue that he has. I don't think we could say it because then YouTube will get on our case, but
he tested some sort of way for something.
Yeah. So he'll be out for 2 weeks. So they had to do a last minute change where Eddie Kingston was now facing Jon Moxley. Eddie Kingston for the last couple of weeks has been saying that, he was never eliminated from the Casino Royale. If you look up the rules, he should be going up for the match. So they gave him the match tonight. I wasn't sure how to feel about this. I was glad to see Eddie Kingston just cut his promos because he's amazing. He's amazing on the mic.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted him to win. But knowing that there was no way they were going to make him drop the title, I was just kind of like, oh, this could be bad for Eddie. But what do you think?
Yeah. No, same thing. I like the idea that they threw Eddie in the mix because it made for a good promo. It made for a good build-up. And that's kind of the thing we were saying. Joe, he came in, contact with somebody. Unfortunately, it wasn't like something that he did, where it was reckless. It was a sad situation for Lance. It was something that they had to take care of. It was his dog, of all things, like somebody took his dog, and a person wasn't feeling well, and the powers that be let him that way. But hopefully he's on the mend. He'll do well. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Is that that would be insane. I'll take another Puerto Rican. That's cool with me.
Puerto Rican,
But going back to Eddie Kingston, when I always complain about sometimes like in different organizations where they put people together and the heat doesn't feel real. But Eddie makes everything feel real. Like he's just mad and he has beef with people and he believe him. Like you could say, he looked at me the wrong way the other day. He cut me off when I was driving. Mm-hmm. I hate this guy. And you're like, that guy's a douche. I'm going to believe Eddie. So when he came out and he was like talking about Moxley, it was perfect and it was believable. And it made you look forward to the main event. Even though we kind of knew how it was going to play, you still wanted to watch it.
Although I'm going to be honest, I did suspend my disbelief and I was hoping beyond all hope that something tricky would have came out. But so we get Kenny Omega on commentary again.
The exact same slide we had for this one is the exact same one last week. He was brutal again this week. He's just tired of Hangman. Made fun out of Evil Uno's body shape.
Yeah, I wasn't too cool with that.
He was just like, man, I mean, the jabs were everywhere. He's definitely feeling some sort of way. Mm-hmm. He's not even doing his entrance with the facade, like he's just like, whatever. He did bid you adieu. He did do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So while the Elite are turning heel, Evil Uno is turning face.
Yeah, it was a real weird dynamic because Cole's like, "Are you sure?" Like
Yeah.
the only two friends, right? That are like, I mean,
Yeah.
even Silver is like hated on by Brody, but for
Mhm.
some reason, like you're thinking, "Oh no, Silver's with the Dark Order. There's no way he's leaving that."
Yeah, he's
But
not.
like Evil Uno and Coco Man are just like, and they're
Yep.
hugging each other in the corner, and it was kind of cute to see that happen. And immediately when he told the Dark Order to leave, the tables just turned so quickly on Evil Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because after these matches, like last week and this week, you want Hangman to grab a mic, you want something to happen, but they're like drawing it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
This is gonna set up for, I think, Full Gear, Kenny versus Hangman.
yeah, totally just slow burning this.
Yeah, because Kenny keeps on trying to bury Hangman on commentary. He keeps on talking about how he's done with tag teaming and all this stuff. But so I wonder when it's gonna come to the full stop where both are gonna start going after each other. I think it's gonna end up being where Kenny's just gonna get frustrated that Hangman keeps winning.
Yeah.
Because Kenny really wants Hangman to lose. He wants him to fail. He wants Hangman to know that the only reason why they were champions was because of Kenny, not Hangman.
Yeah.
That all the success that Hangman has had, he owes to Kenny. But for 2 weeks now, Hangman has actually come up top and has won both matches. And what we see right away is Kenny leaving. As soon as Hangman wins, Kenny's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, but I like how it's like in a way putting over Hangman so much by Kenny doing this. Like I like the play on this. It's a perfect little subtle play. It's not too much. It's not in your face. It's not pushing back and forth. It's not a repeat of anything. It's just that's exactly what he's doing the whole damn time. Sitting there all pouty with his Nutella and his cookies.
Nutella and his cookies.
All right,
so Evil Uno loses, Hangman wins, like we said, and then we get Tony Schiavone going to the Young Bucks, the heelish Young Bucks. We only see Matt Jackson this week, though.
Yeah, we only see Matt Jackson. I think we hear Nick in the background. It could be Nick, whoever. But yeah, this is kind of funny. He smashed the hell out of Tony's phone. Yep. Tells him to buy a new one. It's time for you to upgrade. Everybody's like, man, this is a different side. I feel like Matt dyed his hair darker because like they had this like really like dark grungy look to him. You know what I mean? So it's a weird.
But it's not really a different side. This is the Bullet Club Young Bucks.
Yeah. And sometimes they come off like this anyways, even when they're friends with people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what to I don't know. Sometimes you get in a mood sometimes.
It's a weird dynamic though, because FTR are heels. So they're setting up for the Young Bucks to go after FTR. You're going to have heel versus heel. It just kind of doesn't make sense here. Although I'm not going to complain too much because I do like Matt Jackson as a heel more than I do as a babyface.
Yeah, I do too. So he just has that look.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with Hangman. They were setting him up to be a superstar. And then they had that match between him and Jericho. They gave the belt to Jericho. Then they kind of had no idea what to do with Hangman, and he just kind of like started floating around. And what they've done now is properly build Hangman for the spotlight. So I could see him potentially being the world champion.
Yeah, I mean, they came in with some grandiose. So he comes in on a horse, at what is it? All Out, and it just.
Yeah, Kenny and Hangman is going to be a great match. I think both of them are going to give us some entertaining in-ring action, plus the promos build up around it, which is what you need for a feud. You need the storyline, and I think that the way they're doing it with Hangman and Kenny is great.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what a lot of people appreciated from the tag match that they had at Revolution. It's actually in-ring storytelling, which is you get a lot in New Japan. I think we're going to feel the raw emotion between Hangman and Kenny. So it's going to be a really good payoff. But it's going to be interesting to see where the Bucks go. That money could be going to Heat for Impact. Who's the biggest asshole? That's so definitely true. Yeah, I don't know, but I love Matt Jackson this way. I like the deadpan look that Nick Jackson has, just the way he
Mhm.
looks. Just lets Matt do this, and he just, so I
Mhm.
like the dynamic. I love Tully's. We'll get into the promos with Tully, but yeah, I just like both dynamics.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be invested so much because I knew this was going to be a build up. The mid FTR was coming in, so we know where the belts were going. We know no one's really going to switch belts. As far as like FTR losing anytime soon, until it is the Bucks.
Yeah.
But
The other thing is the best friends are. We'll get to it when the time
let's
comes.
get next match.
Orange Cassidy versus Brody Lee for the TNT title match. I think this was a good match. I think there was a lot of storytelling here. I think that they don't want to hurt Orange Cassidy, so they couldn't just have Brody Lee squash him.
Yeah.
In the same time, I think that they kind of gave Orange Cassidy a little bit too much offense, which kind of like made Brody Lee look a little bit weaker.
In a way, it's so we don't know how if Cody was 100. They never really talked about that match he had with Brody. He just came out and demolished the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So don't you have somebody you have Orange Cassidy, who believe, yes, he's a good wrestler. Yes, he's dynamic in the ring. And he's put on some great matches in AEW. But were we going to say that he actually had a better offense against him than Cody did?
I mean, I could believe that.
Really?
Yeah, Cody's a mid-card.
Shut up! I hate you so much. I hate you. I was like almost believed you, but no. But seriously though, like Cody's a damn good performer. Like with the black hair.
Yeah, Cody. Yeah, well, let's just get into it. So, yeah, Brody Lee beats Orange Cassidy. It was a good back and forth match. I think
there was too many moves that Orange Cassidy you would not get over on Brody Lee.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was kind of like. But you don't want to hurt Orange Cassidy after doing the Jericho feud. So I could see where they kind of like booked themselves into a corner here and they had to do this. But the match itself was pretty good. And then it builds up for Cody's return. If you're signed up for his text messages, you knew he was coming. So it wasn't a big surprise. But yeah, he comes back. He dyed his hair black. He's wearing an all black outfit. His logo has changed. His tattoo hasn't. And he had sparkly shoes.
If you would have changed his tattoo, you're asking for too much. You didn't even show your OC shirt.
Oh yeah, my Orange Cassidy shirt.
Look at the little thumb. Little thumb is so cute. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be seriously one of those matches that we're going to talk about for a very long time.
He got the pulpy.
Go to sleep, Joe.
Yeah, there's way too many topes suicidas. That I agree with Derek on this. Like every match,
there's somebody that does it.
Somebody's doing a dive out. I'm like, man, if we had a freaking drinking contest every time somebody dove outside an AEW, I would be knocked out by
or it's the group setup, or it's a group setup where somebody flies out and you're gonna hold them.
He did have purple socks. Maybe he's joining the Dark Order.
I don't know.
Orange Cassidy with the most lethal kicks.
Most lethal. Everybody felt them. We felt them all the way here in Chicago.
I like how Brody did not sell for him at all, and like didn't even do what Pac did, where Pac just gets frustrated. He just went right at it, and just knocked him out.
Out of him.
Like stop playing around.
Yeah, but Cody returns. He takes out a couple of people from the Dark Order. Yeah, I mean, he looked cool. It was a cool return for him. It was a cool build-up. I like the red. I like the logo actually just to stay all red. That I'm kind of feeling that with the like little drippy effect. It was kind of cool. So I dug that. I got a little excited for Cody. Can't lie. I got a little excited. I like the feud between him and Brody, so especially since we really didn't get a full match. So I do want to see how a full match would play out. So we'll get into the next.
So no longer is Cody just the only one bleeding. His logo bleeds down too.
Yep. It's like Robo Geisha where the buildings bleed.
Yeah. So then we get Dasha was backstage. She was getting ready to interview somebody. Anna Jay just pushes her out of the way, gives the mic over to Brody, and Brody goes full like classic 1980s promo here, saying, "Cody, get your woman in check. She calls me daddy," and she poses a bunch of thirst traps. And I was just
so I mean, between Kenny and him, I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And like, you were just, I really thought he was going to like drop an F bomb. Like he was going to forget he's not on BTE because he
Yeah.
was doing his full, he was doing like, he was one scream away from just like, but I love Brody. I love his screaming. I didn't know how much creativity and charisma this guy had for years, just building inside of him. And like, I feel like those screams are guttural. Like, it's almost
Yeah.
like a release because he was such a character for so long that didn't do all this. And it's just so brilliant to watch him. It's just a shame to see if he does lose the belt, where he would go after this, because I really enjoy the fact that he has the belt. I enjoyed the fact that he has these promos, that he has this Dark Order type of like corner on BTE, and all these great segments we get from him. And I'm not sure what we'll be getting if Cody gets the belt back. You know what I mean?
but this is definitely setting up for a Cody versus Brody match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want Brody to lose the belt, but I do want to see something happen with the belt more. I think Brody needs to, I don't know, start defending it a little bit differently. Because the belt had a lot of momentum with Cody, and it kind of come to a halt. Although this match itself right here could help build it back up, because like I said, Orange Cassidy actually did a decent match with Brody. Cody coming back kind of puts the spotlight back on the TNT belt, so it kind of helps.
Yeah, and he came out by himself. It plays on the Horseman thing. He was like, where were you when Anna Jay beat Brandy last night? Where were you when we beat up Dustin? So it plays on that he's by himself right now. So we never know. We might get a match where he turns full heel, beats the living crap out of Brody, takes him off guard. We don't know exactly how they'll play this thing out. I hope it's creative, but I'm looking forward to it though.
So then we get Matt Hardy coming out with Private Party. He has deduced that it was Jericho that attacked them last week.
Yeah.
While he's talking about how it had to have been Jericho, the Inner Circle comes out. Man, Jericho looks bad physically. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's it wasn't man. It was this. I felt bad because Matt Hardy had a little bit. Yeah, Matt Hardy had a little bit of a stumble on his delivery. He's usually really good at these deliveries, so I'm not exactly sure, what's going on. Dave, this is like one of the few times we actually hear Private Party do in-ring promo. There's kind of like dragged on.
Isaiah was good. I think Mark Quinn was a little bit weird, but Isaiah, I think, delivered a good promo.
Yeah, he tried. Like, he was thinking, but it felt like he was even waiting for the timing a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? But they're young.
Yeah.
And they're in ring. It comes with time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they haven't been given a lot of opportunity to do promos.
No.
So
I'm looking forward to them growing. Yeah, but I'm kind of done with the Inner Circle. I kind of want that to disband a little bit.
Yeah, at this point, the Inner Circle is so dysfunctional that I don't even see them actually surviving much longer. Proud and Powerful are doing their own thing. Sammy just popped up all of a sudden now. They weren't really helping him with his Matt Hardy feud before this.
And
Jake Hager and Jericho are doing their thing, but then you got Jericho and MJF kind of doing a thing. So I think, like we said, I think this hurts Proud and Powerful being a part of the Inner Circle. I think at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think if anybody, Proud and Powerful should leave the Inner Circle, and they need to figure out something else to do with Jericho, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
Because if you're gonna have Jake Hager and Jericho be your tag team, then there's really no point for Proud and Powerful to be there.
No. Nope.
Yeah, AEW is getting a lot of heelish turns, so I wonder if we get a. It feels like face. Evil Uno is gonna go face though, just by the way he's.
Can Wardlow go face? Huh?
Not DDP yoga these days for Jericho.
No, man. Not for Matt Hardy too. Matt Hardy had that limp when he was coming out. Unless he was trying to sell that, but
he can't work out because he hasn't been medically cleared.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but like I said, can Wardlow go face?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's coming.
With the same look?
Because Wardlow hasn't really been around MJF as much anymore.
No.
So this whole thing set up for Isaiah versus Jericho, I think, next week.
Is it Isaiah or Mark Quinn? Hold up. I will tell you. It's Well, we'll get into the FTR thing. So, yeah, Isaiah Cassidy challenged Jericho singles match next week.
Yep.
And we're getting into the FTR part right now, who will be fighting SCU.
Yeah, they really don't fit. But I don't know what they're doing with Matt Hardy either. Like I don't know if he doesn't want to do Damascus until there's more people in the crowd. So he's just doing the normal Matt Hardy. I don't know what they're doing with Matt Hardy. He kind of feels like what they did when he was with WWE, where he's just kind of like floating.
I don't know. I hope he's not getting into his. That's what you said.
Yeah.
That's what Jack said in person when we're watching Dynamite.
Yeah, it's Wardlow turning. And yeah, everybody wants Wardlow face.
See, if they're gonna have a whole group of people turn heel, I would like to be unsuspectingly like caught off guard with the face turns. Like I just want to be like, holy shit, he's a face now, like a baby face and a true baby face.
Yeah,
so they need, it'd be really good.
They need big guys to be face. Right now, the only big guy that's face is Will Hobbs.
Yeah, because even Miro comes off heel, of course, because he's with Kip.
Yeah,
that's a heel feeling too. Brian Cage is heel. That's Archer is heel.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Moxley's an in-betweener. He's supposed to be face, but
Jon Moxley's not really a big guy.
No, he's not really a big guy.
So Tully and FTR do their in-ring promo. They're talking about how they're the best. They have the gold. Yada yada yada. The same kind of classic stuff. Like we're the champions. Come at us. And they're interrupted by the Best Friends. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think the Best Friends should get another title shot. There's too many tag teams in AEW to have the Best Friends once again be the contenders for the title.
Yeah, and for hearing Jack say that, he's a huge Best Friends person. That I'm always the one that's like, oh. So when it came out again, I'm like, seriously, you guys just had one. You guys had one during the whole lockdown. You guys had one before this. It was just one of those things where it's like you're not going to get the belt.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then again, I don't want to see Santana Ortiz or Lucha Bros lose for no damn reason either.
Yeah, but at least elevate something. I know that they said they were going to give SCU another shot, but SCU hasn't really been doing anything in the tag team division, so I don't see how they're going to get another shot.
Well, it's funny because SCU, it's going to be Frankie and Scorpio Sky tomorrow, and it's funny because last night when Scorpio went against Ben Carter, which was an amazing match. If you haven't seen it, go watch it because Ben Carter's really good. They're like, yeah, it's really nice to see him branching out on a singles run away from SCU, and here we are today. He's back in SCU. So like that's the first thing that stuck out to me, that was bad writing and they don't know where they're going with this. And so that's just one of my problems with this segment, is that they literally said that at whatever past midnight when I stood up to watch it, of all these great things about Scorpio Sky going singles, and here we are. And I would have been like, oh, it's SCU with Christopher Daniels, but it's not.
No, they're going against the first champion, so Scorpio Sky. But yeah, it's the same thing that we complain about WWE with Big E Langston. Like you have Scorpio Sky, you sing the praises of how great he is, constantly calling him athletic, constantly giving him like all this push, saying that it's great that he's going to be a single star, and then you have no idea what to do with him, so you put him back in the tag team division.
Yeah. I don't know. They need something. I know they don't want to do mid-card belts or whatever they want to feel about some sort of way about mid-card, but I thought the TNT title was going to be different. It's not really that much of a difference for me.
The TNT title should have gone to Scorpio Sky in that match.
Yeah, because we would have had we would have been okay with like the Darby Allins, the Ricky Starks, and Kip Sabian, Orange Cassidy. Yeah. It would have made sense for all those Phoenix, to be in that mix.
Because what they did with it is like they built up the Dark Order just to crush it back down. Like the Dark Order does not feel like a threat anymore. Like it felt like a threat for 1 week, and then they've been booking the rest of the Dark Order to look so weak that it's just like, okay, so all it is, it's just it's all Brody and nothing else. Well, Brody and Anna Jay. Anna Jay has been booked strong.
Yeah, but for me, it feels like it's the two largest titles, so it feels like it's SmackDown Raw for me. Like how they have those two titles, that's the way the TNT title and the AEW title seemed to me. It didn't seem like it was like US title, like that type of thing, or Intercontinental title. It didn't feel like a title that can go to somebody that wasn't at that level yet,
Yeah.
in, caliber or in persona or whatever you want to say gets you to that level. So that's the problem I have with it. I feel like you're making, I don't know, you're making it unbelievable for people in the future, and it has to go down a little bit.
See, I think what they need to do is do what New Japan does, and I know I get a lot of crap on Twitter for this because I always praise New Japan, but
They're good though.
so New Japan, they have their Intercontinental belt, which is their mid card belt. They have their IWGP Championship, which is their main belt, and then they have the Never Open belt. So do the TNT belt as your Never Open belt, which is the belt that Minoru Suzuki wins. It's this fighter champion belt that it's really hard.
Hands.
Switches hands, but it's like for your big guys. But your Intercontinental belt or your junior IWGP should be what goes to the mid card. So they do need, I think, another belt at this point for. And I'm not saying mid card as an insult. I'm using it as people that you already have Moxley holding up the main title picture. You have Brody holding up the TNT title picture. But what is everybody else fighting for? And I think that you could do something like that. But then again, I know that a lot of people in America do not like too many titles. So I could see it actually backfiring a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we go with Ivelisse and Diamante versus Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida. This was a match that was built up last week. For the people that know, Ivelisse and Thunder Rosa actually had backstage argument before the match last week. So it was there was actually a shoot fight. They were actually hitting each other for real. They did not like each other. They squashed it and they had this match. I think it was a little off for me, this match.
It was a little bit. I'm glad to see that Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse were doing well in the ring together. They were selling each other's moves. They had good chemistry. Everything was landing. They looked great. So yeah, I was glad about that. I just feel like you can see the clash in styles between the Hispanics and Hikaru Shida and her type of style of wrestling. I'm not saying she looked bad. She didn't. Just the quickness within the move sets, going through the ropes that Diamante does, and then Ivelisse, the way she hurry up and scoops in, the way Thunder Rosa jumps up so quickly. It's so much faster than just the hard hitting, strong style that we see Hikaru Shida do. So yeah, it's one of those things where you can see the differences in style. I wish they could have played a little bit more on Hikaru Shida's style because it wouldn't have made her look as secluded.
I just think that Shida still needs a lot of work so that she could work with different styles. Because this is what we saw when she wrestled Thunder Rosa. I don't know. It's just she could fight strong style. She could the Joshi style. She could do that. But then when you throw somebody that does the high spots, that does the kind of like the lucha hybrid style, she kind of gets lost a little bit, and I think that's what we saw here.
Yeah.
I hate to say this because I really like Shida and I really respect her for leaving her country, betting on herself and coming here. But I just don't think she should be the champion right now at the AEW Women's Division. I think that the championship needs somebody bigger.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give it to Thunder Rosa because she's not contracted. So you need to figure out a way to get Shida into a match where you're either going to give the title to Anna Jay, but I think Anna Jay is still too green for it too. So it's either you're going to give it to Serena Deeb or Ivelisse, but I don't know how they feel about Ivelisse's backstage stuff or the
my vote's for Big Swole.
Yeah, Big Swole would be nice, but Big Swole disappeared after her Britt Baker stuff.
We just don't know what's going on with creative, but I think that she would definitely. I could see her talking smack back and forth with Ivelisse and Diamante. And, if they do stick around, hopefully Diamante does.
Even Ivelisse, hopefully, they settle that whole thing and.
So it'd be great to see that, but I think Big Swole can definitely elevate it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ivelisse has the experience. It's just she really needs to work on her emotions when it comes and it sounds so bad to say this about a woman, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're too
And
emotional.
it sucks because we weren't there, but I
No.
mean, it kind of went over all Twitter. We kind of heard from some people.
Yeah.
And then when you hear that's happened in other organizations, it's like, we really want to have, the suspension disbelief and be like, oh, maybe it didn't. We weren't there. And maybe they're just, threatened by her.
I like Ivelisse a lot too. So
Me
I
too.
just,
She looked really good tonight. Today she looked good. Her and Diamante. And that going back to another problem I had with the match, you have a non-tag team beat a tag team.
I don't know how that whole rumor started that she was going back to WWE, but she squashed it. But I don't know if that's
another work. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, AEW needs some talented women. They not that they don't have talented women, but they need somebody to be able to come in and elevate. And I thought Thunder Rosa was it, but apparently they haven't been able to agree on money. They don't want to pay Thunder Rosa what she feels she should get paid to join AEW. So I don't know if negotiations have halted or they still continued. I want to
she did say she's open all October, so
yeah, I want to reach out to some of the connections we have and see if we could dig something up about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels like the ball is on AEW's court and they're not moving when it comes to Thunder Rosa.
All I know is that we've had, once again, the third straight longest match, and it's because we had Hispanics and we had Thunder Rosa, and that to me shows you something. It's because they're full of energy, they're full of fight, they bring that power with them, and you automatically could sense that they want to show you something. Yeah. And some of these matches, and I'm not downplaying any of the other women in AEW, but some of the matches are slower and the pacing is off. And there's a lot of time for, breathing. And that's because they haven't gotten a chance to, develop their skill sets, be more comfortable in the ring. But right now, to elevate the division while they have time to get better, you need the people that can go in there and just do the job.
I want to see Penelope Ford against Ivelisse or Diamante because I think her style fits with their styles.
Yeah.
So I think that could be an amazing match and a good highlight for her.
Yeah, she got good flips. She really good ring work. Yeah, definitely. That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see the comments real quick. Yeah, they need some experienced women's. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like any other industry.
Yep.
Male dominated for way too damn long.
I think Sexy Star has been blacklisted from wrestling after she intentionally hurt somebody. I think that's who it was. I might be confusing her with somebody else, but yeah, I think that she's no longer actually wrestling. Let me find out. Actually, I don't want to give wrong information.
It's okay.
But yeah, go ahead, Maria, if you want to.
Yeah, so then we get into the Jericho backstage interview. Was it Dasha again? Yeah, right?
Yeah,
it was Dasha. She's interviewing him. He's talking about the Inner Circle, talking about Isaiah Cassidy and the match for next week. And then we get MJF. He comes in and interrupts with his greatness. And for me, this is probably one of the best segments they've had since the last time they came out of the cars together and they were calling each other idiots and things like that. They go back and forth and exchange, and then they come to an agreement that they're both really cool. They both kind of like each other, but the way it plays, the way the banter back and forth reminds me of like a Kevin Owens Jericho feeling, where they're very quick, they're both very on their feet, and it feels really cool to watch and really cool to hear, and it's just great. It's what Jericho does best. He looked good doing this. Sometimes the promos with Orange Cassidy seemed a little bit forced. It seemed, kind of setting up for certain things. But with this MJF thing, it's two idiots. It's two assholes doing what they do best. And it's just talking crap to each other and pretending that they like each other, you know? And so I want to explore this. This is my whole thing of like, I wish the Inner Circle would kind of crumble. What if they became friends? Wardlow's like, wait, you're friends with him? Inner Circle's like, excuse me, what are you doing? And they become a thing because I can see that working because Jericho's really good with just like one person.
MJF said he wanted to join a faction, so
yeah,
he could join the Inner Circle, but yeah.
But I want him to destroy from the inside.
He could. I mean,
very much do that.
MJF could definitely be the cancer, and destroy Jericho's whole thing from inside. But yeah, to go back to Joe's comment, Sexy Star was the one that intentionally injured Rosemary. So that she's pretty much been she's nobody wants to really sign her because
she hurt Rosemary.
Yeah, I think it was she broke her arm from what I remember. This happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but yeah, this for me this is probably one of the best promos.
Yeah, MJF and Jericho are gold. MJF brings out the best of Jericho.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're talking about people like Thunder Rosa, when you're talking about people like Jordan Grace or Deonna Purrazzo, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like Hikaru Shida, I don't know how much they actually spar together or train together. Apparently we all know that Thunder Rosa was very busy. Mm-hmm. She defended her title like 6 times in the last week and a half.
3 times in the last 6 days.
Last 6 days. I'm like, I don't know. The girl's working.
Yeah. To go with Derek, Thunder Rosa does not need AEW as much as AEW needs Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is doing Mission Pro. She did UFW, I think it was the last one she did on Tuesday. She did Warrior Wrestling. She's getting booked left and right. WWE showed interest in her earlier. They wanted her to be referee, though, so she said no to them. But honestly, NWA is not just going to let her walk out either. Billy Corgan needs her. A lot of his stars are walking out on him. And if she does, honestly, I could see Impact actually coming in and telling, like, hey, if AEW doesn't want to pay you, here we go.
Yeah, and like if you guys didn't catch our Impact coverage, why would you want to leave Impact right now when everybody has a storyline and every storyline makes sense? So it's not a minute storyline. It's a storyline that sticks. It builds heat between characters. The in-ring work between the females work all the time, the female talent. So it's one of those things. Why would you pick one over the other? So I don't know. But going back to this MJF thing, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, MJF and Jericho. I think that's who MJF is going to join. He's going to join the Inner Circle, and like you said, he's going to destroy it from the inside, which is going to lead up to a Jericho versus MJF, which is probably them hoping that the world goes back to normal, and Jericho could go back to touring because he was supposed to leave AEW for a little bit to tour with his band. So maybe they're thinking that by the spring of next year. MJF versus Jericho and Revolution, and then Jericho could leave for a little bit or something.
There is no way any of that's happening. I already have a convention that's a professional one that's already going virtual next May.
Yeah, but like I said, that's them hoping. Yeah, and I really like this drawing. Whoever did it,
it's super cute. I hate its face. I want to punch it. It looks like one of those things just.
I gotta find out who the artist was. So yeah, we go to the main event: Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley.
Good hits, man.
This was
they were throwing hands.
Yeah. That's how they throw hands.
They throw hands Eddie had that face though. He got that.
Yeah. No, this was Jon Moxley's style of match. This is what made Jon Moxley one of fan favorites. I think Eddie Kingston brought some stuff out of Jon Moxley. I also think by this time, like they got really winded towards the end of the match. They were sweating buckets, and I mean, I was hoping that Eddie would win the belt because, like, I do not dislike Jon Moxley. I like Jon Moxley, but I think he's better when he was chasing the belt. I'm kind of over him having the belt. I'm probably the minority in this too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel the same way. There's some matches I get really excited to see him have. There's matches I can feel myself be excited for. Another Kenny Omega match with him. Yeah. No money.
Joe, I'm guessing he's talking about Jericho.
So he could lose weight.
If he goes touring, he's going to gain way more weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely.
He's going to live that rock style lifestyle.
Yeah, it's going to be rock style Rona weight. But this Mox, I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm not connecting with anymore. And I don't know if it's just because there is no crowd. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
There is a crowd now.
But you know what I mean? Like the energy is different. there's this overwhelming loom and gloom to what's going on. You know what I mean? There's just been rumors of a lot of talent getting sick. I know. It's already been a while. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
we're gonna hit a year in this crisis, and he's still gonna be champ. Don't do that.
I'm gonna put all my hopes up on Lance Archer, but I have a feeling he's not gonna win either. So yeah, I think Joe's right. I just gotta live with it.
Gotta live with it. I mean, and he's not a bad wrestler. That's the thing, is like we're not like shitting him for like the whole idea that he's not a bad wrestler.
Yeah, no,
like that. Yeah,
I do like him. It's just I'm kind of over him being the champion for right now.
Yeah, I just want to see something a little different. That's all.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad match. Eddie Kingston doesn't win.
Yeah.
And then we get the hordes of his buddies. We get the Lucha Bros come out.
Yeah. So the one thing that I could say though, the match ended with a very fast not disqualification, but the referee called it really fast. Like Eddie Kingston barely closed his eyes. I didn't see him raise his hand 3 times. So I think Eddie Kingston has a legit gripe to say, I never tapped out, I never quit, blah, blah.
Again.
And then, like you said, the Lucha Bros come out, start beating up Moxley. Will Hobbs comes out. And
then Darby comes out.
And then...
and you lost your... So I Love Turtles. He was like, oh, hell no. He was like so mad because he's kind of over Darby at this point.
Hi. Welcome to the channel. We're talking about the main event here. Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, yeah. And so Darby comes out and he's all like, oh, hell no. He's like completely loses his shit. And I'm just all like, hold up. Emo Darby's coming out. We know he's going to come out. So Ricky Starks comes out. And, because he's pretty, he comes out and he beats the hell out of Darby. And, so the ending was better because I'm just like, dude, if Darby Allin takes out the Lucha Bros by himself with a skateboard.
But, again, if you look at the ring, you have Will Hobbs, you have Moxley, you have Pentagon, who's not a small guy. You got Ray Phoenix, who's also not that small of a guy. You had Eddie Kingston, and you want us to suspend disbelief to be like, Darby Allin is here to save the day. When he got speared by Ricky, I actually cheered. I think I'm doing a heel turn. I was a huge fan of Darby. But I think I'm just getting tired of the faces. I'm like starting to go into the heel mode.
Join the dark side. I practically screamed when Brian Cage threw his ass over the rope in the body bag. I was like, throw him, Cage.
Yeah. So I guess I did a heel turn.
It was good though. I mean, like it ended well. I liked when he was kind of like choking out.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a good, and he had the tightest pants on. He was standing like a legit action figure. I was like, the boy he needs more clothes on, and his pants need to be let out because he was pretty. And I'm like, yeah, now I believe it because he looked ridiculous. But that's probably one of my favorite bits that he had with Big Swole. Swole was doing a PSA, and then he pops in, and she gets pissed. Yeah.
Yeah, at both companies. I mean.
You know what though? I don't notice it in Impact.
No, because
it's weird how I don't notice that there's not a crowd. It doesn't play on me as well. And actually it does when it comes to like Eric Young and like the bigger matches, it plays on it there. But when you have people like Kylie, even when you have like the Rascals, it almost like it doesn't feel like you need anything. You just need them to wrestle.
Their X Division matches, their tag team, their women's division and Impact has greatly improved. And I don't know if this whole I don't even want to say the word because I don't want, like I said, I don't want YouTube to get out.
This crisis,
this whole situation that's happening, kind of helped refresh Impact. Like it kind of. Made their creative side come out, like what they did with Wrestle House, what they've done with all this stuff. But yeah, I agree with Joe in that for AEW, they had such a good momentum going that they had to halt a lot of their plans. And sometimes week by week, they're kind of like, we don't know what we should be doing. Let's just throw something together. Like they had this whole Lance Archer thing, which I don't blame them because this was out of nowhere. You can't predict that this is happening.
Yeah.
It ended, unfortunately. So I wonder
It's
when they're
good.
the rest of the house
It's
was awesome.
stupid. I mean, come on, Joe, you had to see the Heath Slater promo. Like that was one of the best videos I've seen in a very long time. That was so damn good.
Yeah.
But no, it's just one of those things where like even the smallest thing, like you said, well, we don't know week to week. We have Britt Baker back in action. Not announce their opponents. We know it's a squash match. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Not on your main card. Like, even you, at least you give out our opponents in dark. Give out the opponent for Dynamite. Like, give me an idea. Give me something to want to watch when I see Britt Baker coming. Because I do like Britt Baker. I thought she grew as definitely as a heel and her like promo work. But now that I know it's gonna be a win, easy win for her since she did lose against Swole.
Yeah. Yeah, every time they say in action, they're just going to throw in somebody to job for them.
Yeah. And I don't like that either. It goes back to the whole, like, easy AEW dark cards, figure out who's going to lose.
Unless they throw in a swerve and she's going to be in action and who comes out is Abaddon and Abaddon just kills her. Like,
damn!
not for real, like I'm talking about in a wrestling match, like just squashes her.
She's
no.
She's like Steven Seagaling her in the back.
No, kayfabe destroys her in her match.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no, it's definitely. Oh man, it looks so pretty. I don't even know how I became
Sammy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, he kind of does look like it. You need your hat on now.
No.
But
I'm growing my mullet. I'm gonna be like Brian Pillman.
Oh my god. So you're gonna start being Warhorse and just thrash all the time?
No.
But it's just their card thing is just weird too. I just want them to swerve. Just keep swerving. Please surprise me.
Yeah, those squash matches hurt. I know they do it to build up their wins and all that stuff, but you have too much talent that's not featured on TV. Instead of having squash matches, feature some of your other talent.
Yeah, you do. I mean, for Christ's sake, we had WWE house shows and we didn't know who was going to win on the card.
Yeah. Or how about you do something that is drastically different for AEW and have more than one women's match?
Wait, what? They can do that? We're only gonna get like a 2-minute match next week. No, they can't. They can't do that, Asuka. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Yeah, I mean, look at when it comes to women, WWE and Impact. Look what they're doing. We had another Impact of women's main event.
Well, to be fair, the main event and tonight's match with Ivelisse and them, it was about the same time frame. It was less than 10 minutes.
No, I know.
It wasn't the main event.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like AEW, who is supposed to be the inclusive brand, has still yet to treat the women any different. I mean, yeah, they're giving them more minutes, so that's a win, right?
Yeah. But I really hope that they consider doing 2 matches next week. We haven't heard anything else announced. I really doubt it. But if Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse and Diamante are not being highlighted and we get back to a 2 to 3 minute match, I'm going to be pissed. Gonna be super pissed. He doesn't sound like Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, that's why I stopped watching Dark, because it was just you knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, and we were really, really watching. What?
I don't understand that one.
Y&J.
But yeah, that's all for this week, right?
Yeah, you need to get out of here because there is protesting. So
I need to get to work.
He needs to get to work. So if you guys didn't know, Breonna Taylor, she counts. Black Lives Matter. just for the record, just if you guys didn't know that on this channel, that's where we stand. So yeah, everybody take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Love each other. Love is love. She's still really injured. She could barely walk.
Yeah,
she barely got cleared to walk. She'll be back as soon as she possibly can. She has even muscle what's it called? Atrophy on her leg. Yeah,
she needs to build it back up.
It's super sad.
Her injury was really bad. But so hopefully we get some justice for Brianna. And so I'm gonna go out there and get to work.
All right, guys, take care. Be safe. Peace.
Bye.